thing, I did drop off some folks on roof repairs, and also I'll be out of town from Thursday mid-morning through Sunday morning.
Better, Jeff? Okay, recreation?
Just a couple things. I gave you the update. It's printed out for you, double-sided, as well as where our budget looks like right now. We're still ahead. A couple things in terms of the rec department. The braces have been put up and the grounds look really good right now. Some plants were put into the flower bed. The rec committee will be meeting on the 19th of this month. And I'd like to throw a proposal out there. It was mentioned doing some fundraising prior for the rec department and for the youth program. The current playground that we have, the wooden structure for the 0 to 5-year-olds, is technically not safe according to the training of that I went to last year. And I was just curious if we could put a proposal out there to start doing some fundraising, looking at some grants, and then if there's any funds left at the end of the year from the youth program, could we start a special account to where those funds would go towards new playground?
Well, what kind of a fundraising program is that in mind?
There's different types of fundraisers. You could do pennies for the playground. We can collect some loose change and do that. Chicken barbecues, cannon bottle drives. Some of the rec committee members have been talking about fundraising like that. And then that money could be submitted and go into a special account designated just for playgrounds. Playgrounds can be done in 3 to 5 years. Some of the grants are, you come up with X amount of dollars, they'll match them. Some of them, they automatically give you the money. Different corporations have different grants. You can start out with a small piece of equipment, and then as you go on, add to it, and then making sure it's handicap accessible to all children.
Anybody on the board have any objection to fundraising for the rec department?
We did it for years. Car wash, tile drive, nothing invested in roads.
Well, you know, you head it up, you get it going, and we'll be behind you and support you on it. Anything else?
No, we've got just looking at the update report, we've got 30 youth already signed up for the youth program, which starts tomorrow morning at 10. That doesn't count our returnees from last year. All our volunteers are coming back. We still have a ratio of 5 to 1 at least for our field trips on Friday, which is excellent. There was an article in the newspaper last week that said that we'd be serving lunch from Tuesdays through Fridays. That's not correct. We serve hot lunch Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but the youth who go on field trips on Fridays will get a cold lunch, a bagged lunch for that. So that was an error on that part. Tully is still doing our busing transportation. We're not coordinating with any other community this year due to our schedules all happen to be the same field trip days. And then we're going to the library and swimming in Tully this year, which is an added extra that we're doing this year. So other than that,
Thank you.
Questions for me?
Anybody questions? Okay. Thanks, Renee. County legislature, Don is not here. Jane?
Zoning and code, there were 9 building permits issued, 87 miles traveled for the town, 22 building inspections, 41 hours work, 2 fire inspections, 4 complaint follow-ups, and 20 telephone inquiries. The planning board meeting is July 27th at 7 o'clock. The CDA meeting is August 4th at 7:30.
Thanks, Jane. Town historian, Anderson, is not here tonight. Jane?
We collected $837.50. Disbursed $821.50 to the town of Humboldt and $16 to New York State Egg and Market. And the tax collector settlement was made with the Portland County Treasurer's Office. There were 28 unpaid parcels returned to the Treasurer's Office.
Thanks, Jane. We've got unfinished business tonight, 2 items. Homer Babe Ruth baseball. I was talking to Don about that over the weekend, and, Don, can you give us an update on this?
Yes, we have a proposed intermunicipal agreement,
Okay?
for you to sign. It's pretty much what we put together for the school itself, a couple minor revisions. This agreement only runs through this season, so that it runs through September.
Unlike the school contract, which is 5 years.
Correct. So it just carries us through that time period.
And that's what they requested, that they do contract every year with.
Yeah, I mean, there really hasn't been much discussion about hereafter. So I think that's up in the air.
Yeah, the feeling that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is just for the next couple of months.
Okay. Yeah.
So, couple, 3 months. So, you know, as I say, it's substantively, it's almost exactly the same as what we have at home school. There's some language that is changed. They wanted to be sure that their obligation to maintain the facility is limited to the facility portion that they're using. So they made that a little bit more, and I kind of went back and forth on that. Now there's the insurance in there, there's the indemnification, you know, there's all of that stuff.
So we need a motion for.
Who we actually signed? I was just curious. This is the Village of Homer. The Babe Ruth program is the Village of Homer. So that's why it's another intermunicipal agreement between the two municipalities. That's correct.
Make a motion that Jim signs the agreement with the Village of Homer.
All in favor? Carried? Okay. Next item, post office boxes. Again, John, you're up.
Well, as we talked over the weekend on it, I've been in touch with Maureen Howell, who's very, you know, if you call, I found anyway, that when I call, and if she's not available, she returns my call. The latest example of that was about 4:10 this afternoon. I hadn't heard from her, so I called her again, and as I indicated to you, I told her we had a board meeting today, and I'd be calling her if I hadn't heard from her. And I got her voicemail and left a message, but 10, 15 minutes later, she called back. And she, the long and the short of it is that you get the impression that she's not the decision maker, that there's a regional office or something like that that is reviewing and actually is the decision maker. So she said she had called them and spoken with them. They had some questions for her last week. She had advised them that we had a meeting coming up today and hoped that maybe they might get back to her by today, but they hadn't. She assured me she was going to continue to follow up with them this week. So it's not in her hands as I understand it right now. I did convey, as I previously had conveyed, that, you know, at the ZBA meeting Thursday night, there was a little discussion about the situation with the boxes in Little York as well, and it sounded like there's general concerns about access and also safety in using that facility. So, what facility was that? Well, the Preble post office boxes are now down in Little York. Right. So the concern is, as I understand it, there's very little room for parking, and I guess some inside the building, and concern, I guess, in getting in and out of there in a safe way. So I passed that on to her. I said, look, we're receiving reports that this setup down in Little York is perhaps not a safe situation. So I appreciate it, you know, you could stay after your people. And she was she listened and that she would follow up. So I told her that it would appear that the ball's in their court, and that's how I reported tonight, but I did want to be sure that it was clear that she's been very responsive. I called her shortly after our last meeting. You know, she got back to me then. I called her a couple of weeks later, I think after your call. You know, she was responsive, so I think she's doing what she can. I think some of this is on her hands in particular. I don't know who by name or position, but it's in another office. It must be a regional office of the sort that makes that kind of determination. I guess they wanted to know how many boxes there were. That was one of the things I guess they asked her last week to confirm how many boxes are involved. And, how many are there? I don't know. I mean, I guess that's just something they've discussed. I don't know if there's 128 or something. I don't know. But so they had discussions about particulars, and they had asked her for some of that information.
What's the general outline of the proposal that you have?
Well, we haven't really made any formal outline proposal other than I conveyed to them some of the concerns and thoughts from the last meeting. That number one, if we're going to do something, it would seem that we need an addendum to our current lease agreement. Two, well, are we going to be paid anything for this additional leased area, if you will, of our lot? Three was, I think, lighting. Is there going to be lighting? How's that going to be accomplished? For the particular the location of the boxes, which I think, I don't know if you were there, Don, after the last month's meeting, but Jeff and I were out there, and it was one of the first windows out there. So it tried to convey where we now felt that the place ought to be, about hours of access. So that's basically what we did. And again, I indicated that the board was willing to favorably consider putting that there, subject to the details of that. Okay. Mike had forwarded his phone number and email and got a hold of her. Again, she seems pleasant. I mean, if someone wanted to talk to her, I'm sure she would field your call and talk with you. It's an impression I get, certainly.
So we have to wait for them to get back to us and continue working on this. Get back to us. Yeah. Okay. Highway garage. Jeff, Don and I were talking over the weekend, and we were just stating, like Paul Shannon, if we could get on his work schedule, for sure, when he's ready in October, and whatever we have to do on our end, we can start working on, so that we can kind of hit the ground running when he's ready.
That's the last conversation I had with him. We got that. Try to get something firmed up as far as black and white.
Okay.
So perhaps then he's presented proposals before, right? So perhaps he presents another one for board review, and
I think we have to at this point. Yeah.
So maybe we initiate that and get something before for the board for next month's meeting.
I'll have that for you all.
Okay. Any questions about anything so far? Don.
So in January, we wrote a letter in support of a grant proposal that was being written by COFOCLA. And I'm pleased to report that COFOCLA and the Soil and Water Conservation District were successful in winning this grant, the 3-year, $100,000 grant to provide boat storage for our boat launches throughout Portland County, as well as education. There'll be programs targeting youth, so there may be some modules that you might want to use in our youth program next summer, Renee, and other outreach approaches that are going to occur. And so, it's really a good win for the town of Preble and Portland County to get this $100,000 from the state. The issue of invasive species, weeds, growing in lakes and so forth, is becoming really pressing York, I'm sure that many of you that have participated in the public recreation from Dwyer Park have seen the weeds growing out of the water this year for the first time. And we're already getting anecdotal reports that people's property values are being impacted. In some of the real estate transactions that are occurring, we're seeing that either prices are lower or deals are falling through because people are concerned about the weeds. So I think as a town, we have a vested interest in ensuring that we support the efforts by the county, for example, to really take strong action and both ensure that our property values and property taxes consequently are secure. Just great that. But this grant program is part of hopefully reducing the inflow of invasive species to the lakes, and particularly into our lakes area.
Are there going to be, is there any signage along with that?
Yes.
That put
There'll
up?
be signs put up. There's a whole write-up of the program. Make sure that
Because our group on Swan Lake was talking about that. Concerned about that.
Yep.
Good work, Don.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Okay, new business, we received $538.17 from USPS. And that's all the new business we have. That's all the unfinished business we have. Now we'd like to open up the meeting to public comment. That's what Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeff, in your report, well, Jeff indicated what he wanted to do unless he had an objection. We can talk.
Back to the roof on the building, I think it goes back to how long you're gonna be, staying there, what your wishes are for that repair.
Well, I think your statement on your report makes sense, Jeff. It's that, we should probably repair the roof instead of put a new roof on, since we are making plans to build the highway garage. And you say the repair is guaranteed for 3 years?
Estimated 3 years.
3 years, okay.
That's the least expensive version here.
It's the second one. If you look at it, the other repair is just physically repairing where things ripped out, kind of like state of Texas, versus, squaring it off and getting, good seeds and the biggest advantage to that. It's $1,700 for that repair versus, something for the other.
Right.
But it'll, just by the nature of it, it'll have a lot less seams because it doesn't this, it'd be a square seam repair.
Yeah, I hope we're not still in that building 3 years from now.
Got it. Ain't gonna be.
So, all the board members, are okay with what Jeff wants to do?
Yeah. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, that's good. Good heads up.
And just to be clear on this, the other sheet that I dropped off, everybody, it's no action really, doesn't get to budget time, it's just something the county's doing for the comp program. And the meeting I was at a couple weeks ago, basically they've taken out catastrophic insurance coverage for comp. Like what happened a few years ago in Hartford, they had a younger member that died, and they'll be paying on it every year. And that really tips the balance of your comp system, what everybody pays in. And they actually changed the formula back then so that it was evened it out over the county in a bigger way. But the concern is another one like that, it could really tip it. And what they did is pulled the fire service comp out of it and made it a separate number. So that, and in Preble, it's our fire district and our town is exactly the same. But why they did that is many municipalities, Homer, Cincinnatus, they do contracting, and some of that contracting is outside the county. So people outside the county actually are getting advantage of Portland County's self-comp system. So that was the safest, or seemed like the most fair way to do it. But the decision is whether the town will pay that or the fire district will pay that. money out of the same taxpayer's pocket, it's just which budget it's headed under. Come budget time in a couple months, not that far away, this is gonna be a topic. And, I was hoping Don would be here, because I think it'd be good if the legislature would put together maybe a meeting for, board members to go to understand it in more detail, other than the little surface lawyer we got on it a couple weeks ago.
Thanks, Jeff. Okay, we'd like to open up the meeting to public comment. Your comments or questions to the board are welcome. Anybody?
Jeff brought up the roof. Last meeting, we talked about the roof repairs at the park. I know the, braces have gotten done, but I don't know if anything's been done with the roof repairs. Because I don't know who did the braces in the barn. You did the braces, thank you, Jeff.
I have done
Nothing with the roof.
Questions don't seem to mean a hell of a lot around here, but it's getting nowhere with the post office, keep going on. I don't know why you can't put it back in there, the boxes are still in there, put it back in there where it was.
We would like
Everybody
to.
be happy.
I even suggested that to Maureen Hall.
It's the post office decision.
And she said, under no circumstances can we put the boxes back into that office.
Been there already, nobody took them out. Nothing's been done in there, except you run the people out.
Again, that's the post office, that wasn't us.
We didn't ask, their decision, not ours.
We had, like I mentioned before, we
Seems
had
like everything you suggest around here, nobody wants to do anything about it. Something's gotta be done, nobody wants to keep going to New York. It's dangerous down there. All the trucks coming in and out of there and customers for the store, that's a busy little place down there.
We have Maureen's phone number here.
You want Maureen's number, you can call her.
Yes, by God, I do.
Okay, I'll give it to you before we go.
I can talk a little bit here. Especially when I get mad, by God, I can.
Let them deliver our mail.
Huh?
No.
Well, I'll put boxes up front and have them deliver our mail, right?
That would be the simplest thing to do. You deliver most of the town anyway. As the few people who are left live down that way, and I happen to live down that way. Can't get it delivered.
Thanks for your comment. Anybody else? Nancy?
This summer I've noticed that the gate, or the doors down at the pavilion have been locked down and locked all summer. And in the past, they've been open. When my great-grandkids come on a swing, we used to swing out in the sun, and when we'd walk over and we shade and get cooled off and go back to the swings. But why are they down this year and still locked? I noticed today they were open, but up to this point they haven't been. Was that a decision of the board?
No, not at all. It's the operations of running the park.
I know in early spring they're concerned about the birds nesting, so I know.
Probably talk to Hank about it.
Okay.
He's the one who really takes care of the park. So you can mention it to him.
Okay. Howard should be letting out, get on the beat.
Anybody else?
This Friday, Ann's not here, but they're having a history picnic down at the park, so.
Bring a
make
dish
note of
back.
that.
Starts at noon.
Joe?
Noon. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but the information board out near the park, we're trying to keep up with all the events now. So you'll see like Join the Fun in July, and then we're trying to list everything as it's coming up. I saw it. We're also throwing blurbs out on the Preble Facebook page, trying to get that out too. People are aware of what we're doing as a town.
Anybody else, Nathan?
Did you have a chance to talk to Bill Barrett?
Yes, I did. Glad you brought that up. I did mention it to Bill, and he's actually in training in Ithaca today. He talked to me. He got back to me today. And he said, we talked about the situation in training. And he said, most towns, I mean, the way this is normally done is they tend to leave the churches alone to do whatever they want. They own the property. They can pretty much use it for what they want to do with it. guys what, you know, if you wanna press this, and, you know, or you wanna go according to what is normally done in most towns, and I said, well, I don't know, I said, well, let's talk to, Real Property at the county, and so he's gonna call them, I'm gonna call them, I'm gonna get some kind of, their opinion on it, just see, you know, what direction I wanna go on it.
Okay.
So, we are working on it. We haven't come to any resolution yet. Anybody else? Okay. We need a motion to pay the general fund vouchers.
Make a motion to pay general fund vouchers abstract number 7, numbers 172 to 199, totaling $5,911.45.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Now we need a motion to pay the highway fund vouchers.
I'll make a motion to pay the highway fund vouchers, abstract number 7, numbers 6174, totaling $19,629.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Need a motion to adjourn.
Commissioner adjourned.
All in favor? Carried. Okay. This is a motion and